Once we have completed the cover page and the styles page, make sure you switch it to the site page. And before we begin, make sure you have your AutoCAD drawing file downloaded from the S drive or the assignment page somewhere where you can remember. And then after you do that, you'll begin by File, Insert, and I have it on my PC here at home under the Downloads category, and there it is. So select that and pick Open. You'll get this dialog box here, and you shouldn't have to do anything. Just make sure that that little black dot is next to the paper space option here. So once you do that, pick Import, and it'll come in like this. It'll be blue. So the first thing I'd like for you to do is to center it. So just place those little two crossed arrows there. Right click and center vertically. Do the same thing, and I'm always picking on the blue area here. Right click and center horizontally. Now, as we discussed before, it centers everything on the piece of paper, and if you notice, you'll have a little bit more space on this side than on this side. So if you want to fine-tune it, just use your arrow keys and tap over to the left a little bit to center that a little bit better, and we'll call it good there. Now, to get rid of the blue, because the blue means that it's active, so just pick out here in the gray area. And you'll notice that it came in with this line here, so we need to get rid of that line. So if you want, go ahead and pick on it, and you'll pick the whole thing. So if you pick on it again, and you keep on picking on it until that's the only thing in blue, go ahead and delete that. So you can just hit the delete button on your keypad. And if you notice this up here, it says 1 equals 96. So 96 is the scale factor for 1/8 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches. So that's what we want. So make sure it has that. You don't want to scale this at all. You want to leave it at the scale of 96. Again, that's the scale factor. That means that there are 96 1/8 inch segments in a foot. So leave it like that, and just again pick out here in the gray area to deselect anything, and then we'll go on to the next step. Over here in the default tray, I would like for you to collapse a couple of these. So we don't need text style, and we don't really need to see this right now, so we'll just collapse that one as well. I'm just picking in the gray area here, and I want you to expand scrapbooks. So this is the title that I want you to look for. So anything else that you have up here, make sure you pick this little down arrow and look at or look for TB Contemporary. Now, if it says that, make sure it says Drawing References as well here. So you want to pick, that's the category name, and then you have all these selections here or options, and pick Drawing References. We need to title our page here, so I'd like for you to select this option here, and if you just pick it once with your left button, it'll be attached to your mouse when you drag it in. And I would just set it around here, lower left hand corner here is fine, or here, that's where I like to put it. So I'm just going to place it there. Now it'll still be attached, so just hit your escape key and it'll get rid of it. Now we need to zoom in a little bit. That's good. And we have to retitle this. It's not drawing title, it's going to be our site plan. So if you select it, you'll get all this blueness here. And then what you need to do is just to keep on selecting it until you get just the text in the box there. So if you keep on selecting it, you'll get that. You can delete that. And then the cursor bars over here, you can space over a little bit and draw or text in the name. So it's going to be site plan. Now, if it does something crazy like that, that means it was too far to the right. So if we just move it back a little bit, it'll show up. So that's fine. You see, that's the end of the box there. So if you want to space one more, that's fine there. And if you pick out here, it might jump back like that. So you can select it and just move it over again a little bit like that. Pick out here, and that's fine. Now we also need to change this because it's not 1 inch equals 1 foot. It's 1/8 inch. So again, you can select it, keep on selecting that. Now you want to keep scale, the word scale there, but we want to get rid of the 1 inch, except we have to add here. So it's going to be 1/8 inch equals 1 foot 0 inches. So you can position your cursor bar after that and type in -0 inches like that. Now it might jump down like that, but if you just move it over or does something crazy like that, just pick out here for a second and then pick this little red arrow and you can stretch it along like that and it'll put it all in place. Now if you pick out here, it's not even, so you have to select it and then move it back underneath about right there. Okay. It takes a little bit of practicing to adjust all of that stuff. So once you get it close like that, that's okay. Pick out here to set it. And look how it looks overall. Next, we'll label a few things. So in your drawing references here, go ahead and pick this bottom option here, and that's a note with a leader line here. So if you pick that, come over here into your drawing, and if you notice in your example in the assignment page, it'll be pointing to this area here, so you can start here and then make a few of them. The next one is going to be pointing to the lamp post there. So what I'd like to do is just keep this straight up like this, and then kind of know that when you extend these lines here, it'll point to that. And we can also adjust these a little bit. And also for the tree, and then the other one here for the fence, we'll switch it from this position to this one here. So come over here and pick that one, and then come over here, kind of line up the ends here. So hit escape to get rid of the one that's attached to your mouse. Zoom in a little bit, of course, and then you can start to reposition these and make these longer. So this one is okay. This one here, we're going to make this a little bit longer here. So if you select that and then you grab it from the diagonal and pull it over here to there. Okay, you can always back out of it. Look how it looks. I like to keep these at the same angle if possible. So this one here, we're going to keep on picking on it until we can just select the arrow or the leader line there. And then when you see the angled two-headed arrows there, then you can hold down your left button and do something like that. That's good. Again, kind of look at the same angle. That's good. That's good. And then here, of course, it's going to be a different angle. And then I like to line up the ends all in a row. So we can just fine tune it again by moving this a little bit. If you get close to it, you can notice it and then use your grid to kind of fine tune everything. And that looks pretty good to me. So we've got these at basically the same angle, and you can back out, look at it, and then we can edit these for the right notes. So this first one will be for the block fence. So again, just keep on picking it until you see that. You can delete that and start typing block fence. And then pick out here to set it. Again, double pick delete, and this one is going to be for our 24-inch box birch tree. So 24-inch. The next one here, delete, and this one is going to be for our lamp post. And finally, this one, last one here, will be our sidewalk with rolled curb. You can type W and then slash, that's fine. And rolled curb. And pick out here. And back out of your view, see how it looks. See that they're pointing to the right object. Check your spelling. Block fence, birch tree, lamppost, sidewalk with rolled curb. Okay, and that looks good. And all site plans have a north arrow, so I want you to come over here to your scrapbooks, leave it there, and then pick this little drop-down arrow and choose Site Graphics. This will give us a north arrow here in this particular style. It doesn't have to be really any particular set style to this title block, but since we're in the same category, I'm going to use that one. So again, just select it, and I'm going to put it about right here. Okay, so hit escape, and then zoom in. I don't know why it's off-centered. I don't like that, so again, I'm going to select that N and just move it over a little bit with my arrows to center it. So far, so good. In the second part to this video, we will add our remaining notes and dimensions.